Boner City. The sports all say that it's the place to be. Boner City. They put on their specs to see what they can see. B-O-N-E-R-C-I-T-Y, let's go. B-O-N-E-R-C-I-T-Y, let's go. Boner City. Come along, join the Boner City Jamboree.
Alright, see ya.
Can you just edit my own vest back onto me? Film me for no reason and then edit it all into a different background.
Isn't that why I'm filming you right now?
I think so, probably. From what I understand. Sorry, Vinny.
Climb up there?
Can we go up there? I bet we need ladder. I think that's a no.
Is that a no?
I got this as a gift for Dana.
Oh, nice.
Holy shit.
And this for a gift for Ryan Case.
Oh, hell yeah.
Look at that navel.
Oh, yeah.
They just don't make them like that anymore.
Nope.
Oh, it's like you got a crane. Nobody knows the secret. No one knows the secret.
Everyone knows the secret.
If you don't shit for long enough and just keep eating, you will throw up shit.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Is that what it says?
Trust crooks, yeah.
It does say trust crooks. It's the time that we are in. It has been.
All right.
Sorry,
Oh.
sorry about
Oh, that was so sweet. Good job, Dana.
that. Nice tie.
Oh, thank you. Everybody likes
girl
cats.
made that for him.
Everyone likes cats and rallies. Are you recording?
Yeah, it's been recorded.
So here with Sally Boner of Boner City, and everybody at Deadfest, their hearts are broken because Sally Boner is leaving. So tell us, what does the future hold?
Hopefully unicorns, rainbows, and cool stuff in general.
All right, so here, gentleman should offer.
Oh, great.
Get out of the shot,
Oh, yeah.
Ryan.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not your turn.
What is the prophecy that led to your departure? What is the prophecy?
The prophecy, I just want to roam free, like a stallion. Yeah, I just really want to I don't know, I want to go to a new place, start a new life, stuff, things.
What is this new fated place?
Portland, Oregon is where I'm headed.
Ah, and
Not Maine.
when does the journey take place?
I leave in 3 days.
Oh, so you're leaving in August?
August the 1st, the very 1st
Oh.
of August, the first August day.
So are there any ill-fated omens that were foretold that we should have foreseen that would have predicted this monumentous event?
Louisville, Kentucky, a city known primarily for the Derby, baseball bats, and boners. It's a city whose skyline is dominated by a building that looks suspiciously like a giant erection, one constructed by the city planners in compensation for losing out to both Nashville and Indianapolis. But this evening, we wish to talk about another kind of boner, or more specifically, 3 boners. These 3. Booger Boner, Sally Boner, Handy Andy, collectively known as Boner City, the punk rock trio that has taken this nation by storm. However, the music world was shocked recently when the band announced that it would be disbanding because Sally Boner is leaving Louisville, Kentucky in order to go resettle in Portland, Oregon. For many, this story ends here. Certainly the musical odyssey of the group known as Boner City does, but for the rest of us, we have more to examine. Specifically, we wish to examine the Boner City logo. This logo, which has created a good deal of controversy in its time, may indeed hold the key to mankind's future and perhaps even give us some insights into ourselves. Tonight, we choose to examine those questions and others on this edition of Portents and Prophecies. We begin our analysis of the Boner City logo with an event that serves as clear evidence that the design is more than just a whimsical graphic execution. Specifically, the departure of Sally Boner. Why leave on August of 2017? Why depart Louisville, Kentucky for Portland, Oregon? Well, one could argue that if there is some greater cosmic significance to this event, there should be a sign, and indeed there is. One will occur within the next few days. I'm referring, of course, to our first solar eclipse in the last 99 years.
A solar eclipse is when the moon passes in between the Earth and the Sun and projects its shadow onto the surface of the Earth. The epicenter of this year's solar eclipse will be Hopkinsville, Kentucky. The path of the solar eclipse will take it through the southeast United States and exiting approximately Portland, Oregon. It's been 99 years since our last eclipse of 1918, and the best time to view it in Hopkinsville, Kentucky will be at 1:30 Central Time.
The solar eclipse will travel from Kentucky to Portland, Oregon. Sally Boner is traveling from Kentucky to Portland, Oregon. Both of these events will take place during the month of August 2017. Was this event prophesied within the Boner City logo? Consider the facts. The last solar eclipse took place 99 years ago. 2 nines. Boner City has 9 letters to its name. The logo itself bears 9 penises. 9 and 9. Furthermore, when one views a full solar eclipse, what does one see? A black silhouette of the moon, and a blackened sky with only a ring of the sun's light, starlight. Now, look at the logo. What does one see? A ring of stars encircling Boners. The solar eclipse, at its prime viewing location in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, will take place at approximately 1:30. A 1 and a 3. The number of stars encircling the Boners? 13. Finally, note the number at the bottom. 2015. When was the last time you saw a band logo that listed the year the band was established? I've seen quite a few sites in my time, but I've never seen one like that, I assure you. And why 9 letters? Why specifically the 9 letters that comprise the words Boner City? When one abbreviates the name, you are left with BC, a common acronym for Before Christ. Could the number then be a passage within the Bible that yields further clues? Scholars largely agree that the 0 represents the absence of a number, a clear division between the 2 and the 15. Well, when we consult the New Testament, starting at the beginning with the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 15, that does tell us of an event taking place before Christ. Joseph rose and took the child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt. He stayed there until the death of Herod, that what the Lord had said through the prophet might be fulfilled. Out of Egypt I called my son. Okay. The passage speaks of an exodus, the exodus of St. Joseph, a great journey not unlike that of Sally Boner. St. Joseph, who in the Catholic Church is associated with the symbol of the lily, depicted in the form of a fleur-de-lis, the very symbol depicted in parody form on the logo. St. Joseph's would be an exodus that would be followed by an astrological phenomenon, a star growing unusually bright in the dark of night. Sally Boner's departure will be followed by another astrological phenomena, a star being blackened during the light of day. Such symmetry must be more than just chance. It is the poetry of the universe. Some of you viewers may remain skeptical, but I ask you, how many coincidences must pile up before you acknowledge that something greater is going on? For my more enlightened viewers, you may want to consider another question. Was Sally Boner's departure prophesied by the logo? For it is obvious that departure is intertwined through every aspect of the logo. Or was Sally Boner's departure an attempt to draw attention to the prophetic symbolism hidden within that logo? I contend the latter. Had Sally Boner not chosen to leave, it's possible that the logo's ultimate message would go largely unnoticed. But what is that ultimate message? The key is perhaps in the one glaring flaw in the synchronicity in our theory. While Sally Boner and the eclipse will both end their journey in Portland, both are not departing from the same location. Sally Boner, Louisville, Kentucky. The solar eclipse, best viewed, is departing from Hopkinsville. And it's Hopkinsville that provides the answers to what we seek.
In 1955 in Hopkinsville, there's this family of sorts. They were kind of a family who lived out in the middle of nowhere. And that tells you a lot about this family, because they lived out in the middle of nowhere. And when they were living out there one night, they were sure they saw gremlins, little critters, coming up, looking in their windows, swarming around their house. And so they did what any sensible person would do. They got out their shotguns and rifles and started blasting the hell out of things. By things, I mean they started blasting the hell out of their windows, their doors, their walls, everything in sight where they thought they saw these little gremlins out there attacking them. And although there was no evidence left behind, by evidence, I mean there was no little critters or bodies of little critters or parts of little critters, they still maintained it was the truth. They saw them. So, where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with what you believe. And this is what I believe about this. The great Hopkinsville invasion, the alien invasion of Hopkinsville in 1955. What I believe about this is everything's connected.
The Hopkinsville encounter is the key to unlocking the true message hidden within the Boner City logo. After all, what are the odds that a solar eclipse aligned with Sally Boner's departure would also perfectly align with the most prominent alien invasion in Kentucky's history? Could this mean that the members of Boner City are, in fact, visitors from some distant utopian dimension? Or perhaps travelers from the future, intent on bringing a message to humanity as it teeters on the edge of global turmoil? If so, what could that message be? Logically, the answer would be found in their music. Consider that the Hopkinsville alien invasion and the Hopkinsville solar eclipse both occur precisely 62 years apart. A quick investigation of Boner City's only album will reveal that there is no track number 62 on the album. But what if we combine the two numbers, the 6 and the 2? There is a track 8. And coincidentally enough, it is for a song that is regarded as one of the band's most wildly popular songs, Creature from the Black Lagoon. As evidence, I submit to you raw footage of the band playing the song live. The profound effect that the song had on the crowd cannot be readily dismissed. It's clear that the message associated with the song resonates with the band's fans in a profound way. But what is that message? To investigate that message, we must investigate the legacy of the creature of the Black Lagoon.
You know, the creature of the Black Lagoon, there's 3 films. They made 3 films. So it's a trilogy, and it kind of does that kind of thing a trilogy does. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I think that's important. The first film, Creature from the Black Lagoon, we come into the creature's territory, and the creature wants us just to go. He doesn't want us to be there. But the creature wants love in the original film. The second film, Revenge of the Creature, which is sort of like the Jaws 3 of the creature films, because they come back into his territory again, but this time they take him back to in like a SeaWorld type place. And they're poking him and prodding him. We're messing with the creature, mind, physical. It's all fucked up. So we get to the third film, Creature Walks Among Us. And in this film, the Gill Man is no longer the Gill Man. They experiment on him so he can walk among us. They put clothes on him and make the creature from the Black Lagoon a man. In the end of the movie, he finally gets back to the water, and he knows, I can no longer be in the water. You know, they've robbed creature of what makes him the creature. So he decides, I'm going to just walk off, because that's all I know. All I know is the water. So I'm going to go back there. It will kill me, but that's where I'm going. And that's not schlock. That's a tragedy. So we can't write off the creature from the Black Lagoon, because there's just many levels to the Gill Man, with or without gills.
3 creature films, 3 members of the band. The films were produced in a span of 3 consecutive years. Boner City produced music in a span of 3 consecutive years. The first and third years of the creature films bookend the second, which aligns with the Hopkinsville invasion of 1955. The first and third years of Boner City bookend the second, wherein their CD was produced, leading us to this very point. Where does the Gillman end his 3-year journey? At the Pacific Coast. Where do Boner City end their 3-year journey? At the very same location. These are more than just coincidences. The story of the creature is the key to decoding the logo. While the plight of the creature is indeed heart-wrenching, it's important to remember that the lessons to be learned here do not fall on the shoulders of the creature, but rather on the humans within the film. Consider this moment from The Creature Walks Among Us.
Well, our experiment's over and it's failed. The beast remains a beast.
I don't think so. The creature moved a step forward. He didn't attack until he was attacked. He killed the real enemy.
And Barton?
He killed an enemy of his own creation. The whole world was his enemy.
We're not so far from the jungle after all.
Not so far from the stars either. I guess the way we go depends upon what we're willing to understand about ourselves.
And willing to admit.
The beast remains a beast. The phrase signifies the realization on the part of the humans that the lesson to be learned is theirs. And then there's this exchange. We're not so far from the jungle after all. We're not so far from the stars either. I guess the way we go depends upon what we're willing to understand about ourselves, or admit. An incredibly profound observation. Whether we as individuals remain no better than the beast in the jungle or shoot for the stars is entirely dependent upon what we are willing to understand about ourselves. No truer words were ever spoken. The parable of the creature warns us that should we allow it, society, through our jobs, our social networks, and various other sources, can and will suppress and destroy that which makes us unique, our nature. Our nature to create, the power that allows us to rise above the beast of the jungle and become what we truly are, human beings, individuals on this earth. Society couldn't destroy the creature's inner nature any more than it could destroy Boner Cities. Thus, the message in the Boner City logo becomes truly apparent. Hold on to your creative nature. Embrace it. Write, perform, create art, music, film. Take time out of your day to do it, just as you'll take time out of your day to observe the solar eclipse. Society shouldn't destroy your creative nature unless you allow it. You can no more hide your creative nature than you can hide a boner. When I examine footage shot at Boner City shows, I see people of different ages, different socioeconomic backgrounds, different races, different genders, all unified through their love of this band, all filled with a desire to escape the harsh realities of the world through punk music. But it is irresponsible to escape reality forever. Thus, Boner City must leave us to inspire us all to push for something greater in our own lives, as their band logo foretells. Their departure feels cruel, for the real world is crueler than ever. However, they departed right before the arrival of the solar eclipse on August 21st, the one moment where humans all across the United States will give pause, put aside their petty differences, turn to the heavens, and contemplate their significance. The poetry of the mystery that Boner City leaves behind challenges us to take that wondrous celestial moment to make a conscious, personal covenant to ourselves, one where we commit to push ourselves musically, artistically, whatever your innate and unique creative nature is, like never before, just as they did. I know I will. And whether they come from Earth or whether they come from another dimension may never fully be determined. But one thing is for sure, for one brief cosmic moment, one moment not to be rivaled again within our lifetimes, we will all stand united as boners.
It's been a couple years, but no.
So on this green screen, we'll green screen in the Boner City logo. So here's Boner City logo. Tell us about the brainchild inception that led to this design.
So the design was created by Ken, our friend Ken. It's basically the Louisville logo. Instead of the fleur-de-lis, it's dicks. So it's a fleur-de-lis. So it's like the Louisville flag, but with dicks, because it's Boner City.
So if people were to interpret it in a deep and introspective fashion, they're thinking too much into it.
Abso-freaking-lutely.